Hi, I'm Rie and this is my recipe for chocolate tart. One of my favorite desserts is a tart. They can seem really intimidating, but I wanted to show you how easy it was to make. Make sure butter and egg is room temperature, because if you use room temperature butter with cold eggs, they don't mix well together. When you mix butter and egg, you can use hand mixer or whisk. But once you add flour, you should switch to spatula, because you don't want to create a lot of gluten, because the cookie dough will become tough and hard if you overmix. Some baking recipes say to leave the butter at room temperature, but they don't mention that eggs should also be room temperature, which is very important in recipes like this one. You also want to rest the dough for 30 minutes so it relaxes the gluten, and also the dough is really soft, so you want to make the butter a little harder and it's easier to roll it out. If the dough breaks when you are molding it, it's okay. You can patch it with leftover dough. Make sure to poke holes so that the dough doesn't puff up. If you make something difficult to make and you make it really well, it can boost your confidence. So this tart is great for any beginner cooks who wants to challenge themselves a little bit. Also, I used instant coffee in this recipe because it kind of gives a nice bitterness and a flavor that balances out with the sweetness of the chocolate so that the tart doesn't become overly sweet. But if you don't like coffee, you can totally skip this step and it will work just fine. It's just a flavor preference. When you're pouring wet ingredients into the chocolate, pour everything at once, then count 30 seconds, and then start mixing. It makes really nice shiny chocolate filling. Also make sure to use good quality dark chocolate, because this recipe is very simple, so quality is very important. So when you bake it, make sure to take the tart out when the center part is slightly jiggling, because if you overcook it, the chocolate filling starts cracking. Shake a little bit, and if the center slightly jiggles, that is when you have to take out from the oven. This recipe I learned from a pastry chef I used to work with at the restaurant in LA. So it's totally restaurant quality dessert, and you can impress anyone who loves chocolate. This chocolate tart is silky and rich, so you will be satisfied just like tiny slice. This recipe seems a little bit challenging, but if you follow step by step, you can totally make it and you will be impressed by yourself. Impress yourself first and impress other people next. And it's totally worth it. Thanks a lot. I cannot be Alex. Thank you for watching.
Oh, yes!